What's up? This is LOSTBOYJAY, and this is a breakdown of my new single, Feel the Rhythm. So, usually when I start a record, I start with the kick. You know, you want it to be pretty fat kick, and give it some punch, with that oomph that you want in the club. After I get the kick pattern down, because I always like to add little, you know, triple kicks or stuff, and just, you know, makes you want to dance a bit more. I usually move on to the bass line. So the bass line in this track is pretty cool. I like it. And I actually made this bass line in Ableton's operator, and it's just a sine wave layered with another sine wave. Turn the frequency down a bit, and then what really gives it like its, you know, its oomph is from the processing, which isn't too much. Just a compressor for the side chain, decapitator, which is a saturation plugin, and then I have an EQ3 on here, which just drops the lows out at certain points in the song. So then after I get the kick and bass done, I start to move on to the other drums. Actually, I actually use a lot of the Ableton stock drums in most of my records, and in this one I used the 707 kit, and it sounds like this. It's a pretty simple pattern. Just a hi-hat, a clap, and a snare. Just giving it a little bit of movement. And after I get that kind of groove going with the kick, the bass, and the drums, if I don't make the rest of the percussions and different, you know, drum sequences by myself, I will find like a loop, like a top loop. And so in this track, I actually found a top loop. And it sounds like this. And like, there's a lot of groove coming from this top loop in this song. So it has some good little perks in there, some sounds that I honestly, like, I just maybe don't have. After I get the top loop done and the groove done with the initial drums, sometimes I'll move on to the melody, sometimes I move on to just some synths or some drop synths and stuff like that. But here I added a chord stab. And so the chord stab is this right here, and it sounds like this, and it's just playing along in the same pattern as the, well, not the same pattern, but it's playing along with the bass line. So it's playing the same notes that are in the bass line, because you always want to keep your stuff in key. Now, the real important part of the song, which is the vocals. So I actually recorded these vocals myself, and I like recording vocals. I used to record a lot of hip hop and R&B songs, and I thought, like, oh, I write songs, I record my own music, like, why can't I do it on house beats? So it's a pretty simple, lyrics are simple, it's simple hook, and so it goes like this. So these vocals are just building up, they're getting louder, filters opening up on them as we get to where the drop is. So I actually just set the vocals in, no auto-tune, nothing, and I EQ'd the lows out. I compressed it a lot with the glue compressor, that's the Ableton stock, and then the SSL E-channel compressor. So yeah, like, there's a lot going on with these vocals. There's a chorus on them. There's two choruses on them. I have the Ableton stock chorus, and then I also have the TAL chorus, which is a free plugin that you can get. There's a delay, and then makes the vocals deep, and what makes them, you know, deeper because that's not my regular voice, is this plugin called Little Altar Boy. So I just format shifted the vocals down, turned the dry wet knob down, added a little bit of drive, and then they sound like this. And here's them with the whole track.
I feel the rhythm deep inside my soul.
And you know, like without any of the processing on them, this is what they sound like. They don't sound as good. They sound like this.
I feel the rhythm.
So you can see like what just even like minimal, a little bit of vocal processing can do to make your stuff sound a lot better and a lot deeper. Because like this does not sound good, right? Like I wouldn't really want to hear this on the track. But once everything's on, we got vibes. The last thing I added, because I wanted to add some variation to the second breakdown, was I added another chord. So this chord comes in on the second break, and it sounds like this. And the processing on this chord is cool because I didn't want to just add another chord. I wanted it to like give it some movement. So I have a compressor that's for the side chain. I EQ'd some of the lows out because it does have a bottom end to it. This is the kind of processing that can add a lot of movement to your tracks. So with everything, this is what this sounds like. And you can hear it just adds like, you know, something different for the second breakdown instead of just having the same break. Yeah, like that's it for Feel the Rhythm. Like I said, not too complicated, not too crazy. I like to keep it simple, and I like to make a lot of my own sounds aside from, you know, like the chords and stuff. Usually I like to make my bass lines and my bass sounds myself. Listen, Ableton stock is your friend. Thanks for watching my track breakdown of Feel the Rhythm. I hope you guys are enjoying the record and running that up in the club. I know I will be. Hopefully wherever you are watching, I'll be in your city soon, and we'll play a fat show and have a great party.